is so funny. What? I thought that was good.
Oh, we're live. Wait a minute. Oh my goodness. You know, that made my night right there.
Not what you expected me to say?
No, but I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Hi, everybody. We're glad you're here.
Why I felt the need to share that information is beyond me anyway.
But you shared it at the perfect time, right before we went live. It was perfect. Oh, we ought to. You know what? We ought to have a paid membership where people can come into the green room before we start. Hi, June.
Hey, June. Well, that's awesome. I should probably put. Well, that's all right. I won't do that right now. Okay, so I got stuff to talk about too. Even I thought. Go ahead.
By the way, reminder to people: Facebook user, we don't see your name sometimes, so I always put your name just in case.
Hey, there's Debbie Britt.
Oh, I love Debbie Britt. She's awesome. Teresa's here.
June's on. Teresa. Yes, indeedy.
Cool. Okay, back to your story. I'm a bad interrupter. When I see people's name, I want to go, "Oh, hi! I'm like the dog who chases the squirrels. This is a great show, squirrel." Hi, Norma.
Yeah, Conway. Okay, yeah. So no, the only thing I was gonna say is I thought yesterday might be the day. I don't know if you've been following along. I'll say what happened.
Okay.
But I did that interview with Cody Bateman about 1 month ago.
Right.
And was very enthusiastically promoting it once I found out the numbers of his other interviews for views were surmountable. Let's say it that way.
Which, by the way, you have totally kicked rear end on that. So.
But see, when I went out to see and met Cody and had my picture with him, he said to me, "Did you know that your podcast is the #1 viewed one?" And I said to him, "Oh, you're kidding." Which is wrong. I know that's wrong. But then I turned to him in a braggadocious moment. I channeled you.
Language. This is my job as your co-author.
In a braggadocious moment, I channeled you. I looked him straight in the eye with a serious face. I said to him, "Not only are we your #1 viewed podcast, we are also going to be the first podcast to go over 1,000 views." And I said it with all the gusto and conviction I could muster. And he said to me, "Say that again?" And I repeated it with all the conviction and muster I could muster. And then when I left from talking to him, I went, "Oh," because we were only at 400 or something back then. But tonight, I thought we were going to hit it last night, but tonight could be the night because we're at 981.
Oh, we'll hit it tonight.
We're within 20. So if you're watching this and you feel moved enough to help me with this.
It's individual viewers too, because if you go and view it again, it doesn't count, correct? Do you know?
I don't know for sure.
I think it's individual viewers, so that's awesome.
I've been working on exactly how I work everything else. I can be successful at this goal if enough people know what I'm doing.
Absolutely. Hi, Jennifer. Hey, Peg.
So I've been putting it out there, but I do really like the interview. It's not like I'm asking people to watch something that's not valuable. Right. I think we covered some good stuff in it. I think Cody's awesome. Yeah. Anyway,
you did a great job on that interview. But today I was watching your interview with Alexandra. Is it Van Horn? Alexandra Van Horn?
Alexandra, yeah.
Oh, Lisa, that is the best interview I've seen you do. You were relaxed. You were comfortable. You let you come out. Of course, you did a great job promoting the book, and that's awesome. But that's just the best Lisa experience I've seen you doing interviews yet. So everybody, if you haven't had a chance to watch Lisa's interview with Alexandra Van Horn, make sure you do. Go comment on Alexandra Van Horn's pages too to let her know how much you enjoyed that, because it was it's the best I've seen. I enjoyed our interview with Jenny on the BDSM interview.
You booked that, don't forget.
I did, and it was an awesome.
It was
she did an awesome job.
Yeah,
and it's a very highly followed podcast, and you and her are kindred spirits. But you did an awesome job on that. I watched it today. I did that as part of my afternoon, and I can't brag on you enough. This was a great interview.
Oh, Oh, that's awesome. I thought that went well too, and we talked to her ahead. She warmed me up, I think, is why I did better than normal at that. We were just talking ahead of time, and then we just went into it.
Right.
So that worked out good.
I'm looking forward. I was on Christy Rufino's. We did the recording last week, and it'll be released sometime this month, I think. But I was on her show, and she did the same thing. She's an awesome host. She sits there and you visit beforehand, and then went into the interview, and she was an absolute joy. And so I'm looking forward to seeing that too. I hope I do as good as you, because now the bar has been set really high. And so it's like, okay, Lisa's up here, so now Jeff's got to try to do that, and Lisa will try to do that.
Oh, we are kind of like that, even though we don't ever admit it. Because, like, you know, for endorsements, we have equal.
I didn't know that, actually. I just took them all that came in that you said or that I got. So.
I know. It's just that it ends up not that we're competitive in any way.
Peg put time in the green room is always worthwhile. I don't know if you were on here already, Peg, but I was talking to Lisa because we were telling some stuff before we got on that was hilarious. And I said, we should charge a membership and people could join the green room like for 25 cents or something. I don't know. And it'd be worth every penny, I'm telling you.
Now, I don't have my regular note that I'm supposed to, but I do have a meet and greet coming up on Amelia Island in Florida.
I wish I was going to that because that's close to Debbie Britt. I think she'll be there. And
Yeah.
I got to, of course, we know Debbie from the Go Giver stuff, but I got to meet her when I went to Jupiter. Such an awesome, sweet lady. Oh.
I have to. I don't know what the date and the time is. I was supposed to write it on my notes and didn't do it yet. Yeah, see,
it's in a folder.
It is. You're the organized man. I am not. So that, I believe it's the 18th. I think I've got it, and I believe it's 9 to 11 in the morning. I'm flying in the 15th, and I'm going to dinner with some people on the 15th. Cool. But we got classes the 16th and 17th, and one of them is me teaching a class on doing a book launch.
Cool.
So, and you know, when I was just out in Denver and met with Grant Mueller, who was a connection from Kathy and Bob.
Right.
Kathy Tagenel and Bob Berg. That's what he wanted to meet about, is we were talking about the book launch.
Good.
I know. I know. I think it's funny because before doing this particular one, I think I had way more doubters when I would talk about plans to do something like that. Right. I think, yeah. Right. Yeah. Now I get.
That's my new hand language for step into your celebrity. You can do this. You got this. Yeah, I just saw the Debbie Britt put in there that she's having she started putting together a show, Conversations with Debbie Britt Law, and Debbie, Lisa, and I would be honored to be on your show. That would be awesome.
Yeah, and I'm glad I'm going to see you when I'm down there.
Yeah, you'll love Debbie.
I know about a handful of people said they were coming already, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
And we had a few people in Denver. By the way, that Denver thing, I went because Robert Noel. I didn't really know what I was going to. That was like one of the best things I have been to. And I'm actually think I'm going to join that. And even though I live far away, I can go there once in a while, but they also have so much online resources. Right. But to be around, they had that room packed, 200 people.
Was it their event? Was it Robert Noel's event? Okay.
No, but they're on like the management team for that company.
Right.
But it's one guy, kind of like Bob does the Go Giver Alliance.
Right.
This is a one man that came up with the system with his wife.
Right.
And I just haven't been to an event, at least lately, I don't think, 200 entrepreneurs who were so excited to be there. They had all the resources you could possibly want, no matter what you were working on for a project. A lot of speakers, a lot of authors. Right. I actually paid to have headshots because you have headshots. That's why.
Send me the new one and we'll update the book cover.
Yeah. Well, let's see how they come out first. I haven't seen them, but I saw her like camera. And I like them a lot better. I had on the suit with the blue shirt with the so I think they came out good. But I haven't had headshots done since probably when they had them done at Sears way back. And before that, I was doing glamour shots. Have you ever done?
I have never done a glamour shot, but I have paid for glamour shots to be done for other people. I'll just leave it at
I'm
that. So,
sure you have. But yeah, I always look like a newscaster in my glamour shots. But anyway.
well, for those of you that don't know, Robert and Noel Peterson in it's Colorado, right? Yeah. They have a
Yes,
show
Denver,
called
Colorado.
Add Value to Entrepreneurs, and it's an awesome show for you to follow. One thing that I will encourage you all to do is to find podcasts that you enjoy listening to. And some of them are video, like what Lisa and I do on our live show, but some of them are audio. But find podcasts that help you work on areas in your life that you want to get better at. And Robert's is called Add Value to Entrepreneurs, and often his wife Noelle joins. And we had a interview with Robert. Noelle interviewed Lisa and I once. So it was just such a joy. They're great hosts, but there's just so much good information out there. When I was younger and trying to build my career, build my skill set, and build my self-esteem to a great deal, there weren't any free resources. I invested thousands of dollars into tapes and books and seminars. I quit counting literally. Now, granted, now I'm old now. I'm in my 90s now. I'll leave it at that. Because for 63, I look all right, but for 95, I'm looking really good. But I quit counting. I know I've spent in my lifetime more than 50,000. I'm trying to keep a straight face. No, not I never do. I know I have spent more than $50,000 on my own self-improvement on stuff. Going to seminars and buying books and tapes and devouring that stuff, but it helped me get to where I wanted to be. Now, I hope you buy content. I hope every one of you there's this book I want to recommend. It's called Said the Lady with the Blue Hair. It's a great book. You'll like it. But in addition to that, there's so much free material out there. It's just awesome. By the way, free material. There's a process that I teach in networking. I really learned it from Bob Berg, but then I twisted it a little bit to go into my industry. And I took my existing clients and I basically made a referral network with them. And I actually, in my case, I taught that. There's a course I sell on my website. I've been selling it for years for $97. And it's called Build a Golden Rule Referral Network. You can all get that for free if you'd like. You have to get my first book, The Unexpected Tour Guide, on audiobook. But after the epilogue in that book, I've got a commercial and it tells you the website to go to so you can get that class for free. And regardless of your industry, it's just a mindset that teaches you how to do things that are it's just a really good way to go with that. But you should invest in yourself. But there's so much free that you get, or like you get that free course from me if you do the Unexpected Tour Guide. I think if you've got Audible already, it's probably a credit, or if you start up, it's free. I mean, it's practically free anyway. So I encourage you to do that for sure.
Yeah, it was great out there. And my birthday was Saturday, which I talked to you. And Bob called and sang happy birthday and even did some zig for me on the thing. So, and when the phone rang and it said Bob Berg on my phone, the person I was sitting with was wicked impressed too. And of course I showed him because, right. But somebody sent me this, Pam Gilbert sent me this, but I had to adjust it because it had a number here which I was not willing to admit to.
So now you just made yourself the CO.
I did, right, the CO. And then the little sash that came with it, I took off the number altogether. It had a number up here. And Judy Deneen, who's a friend of mine, on the thing, when I said I took the number off and stuff, she was nice enough to comment. She's 78, and she said, "There's absolutely nothing wrong with being 40, Lisa. You go, girl."
And a girl.
I love her.
I don't blame you. Well, you were talking about somebody had posted on your birthday post about you being 26.
No, that was the kid changed the cake to be 26.
Okay. And I was laughing because I just celebrated the 37th anniversary of my 26th birthday. Is that right?
I think you put that on my card, didn't you?
I think so. I think I did.
I was really impressed to get a card from you. Am I turning you into a card sender?
When I remember to do so, I send cards, but nothing like what you do. That's one of the skill sets that you just excel at so greatly.
Oh, thank you.
But, how could I not send my co-author a card for her birthday when you sent me, like, we've been working together for what, 8 months, and I bet I've got It's the way 8 times 4 is 32. I know I've got more than 32 cards for you. I know I've got more than one a week, and brownies and candy. And I try not to do flour or sugar.
Well, do I need to go over this one again?
No, you don't.
No, let me tell.
I save it. It's in the pantry. I don't give it all away. I just save it so I have a bite every now and then.
I was gonna say, because Liza that works for me is thrilled when I get stuff that I don't want, or not that I don't want, but either that I'm not eating for whatever reason. She's thrilled by that. That's all I had on my thing, actually. We were going to talk about networking, though. So do you mind if I talk a little bit about how it went in Denver?
Would I mind? Absolutely not.
And then
let me get a sip of coffee just to make sure.
Oh, right. The famous coffee. Does it have
famous coffee? It really
ice in it tonight?
Well, it's not coffee, so never mind.
You have ice in it?
I'll try not to lie to our listeners.
It lie by omission, right?
Everybody knows when I say get a sip of coffee that it's in quotation marks.
So anyway, I think the thing I wanted to discuss, if it's okay, and you and I have different ways of dealing with it. So I'm actually don't know how you deal with it, but I know it can't be the way I do because I deal with it mostly cards. So I wanted to hear how you deal with it. So this is when I'm out doing something, why I love to travel is because I meet new people. And I either get a card from them or I'm talking to them and we interact. I'll use my shuffle card to collect their info, or because if I'm going to send my shuffle card to their phone, I get their name and their cell phone number at the very least. And I use whitepages.com to reverse look that. I did get some people's just out and out business cards, which I'm going to send them cards. But I think the follow-up thing, when you meet people, I intentionally didn't try to meet the 180. It was 200 people practically at this thing. I intentionally did not do that. And I didn't try to just go around and get everybody's cards. I actually try to have a meaningful connection with a dozen or less. Over when it's going to be a couple day thing. And then we actually have stuff we remember or stuff we, you know what I mean? And then you can go back and forth. You'll get this reference. Not everyone will, but it'll still be funny for us. But one of the guys I was talking to, of course, I mentioned how much I appreciate the city of Seattle. And he asked me when I got back here if I was sleepless in Seattle.
Matter of fact, she is.
Matter of fact. So, but I think that we have a joke together. And even though he meets lots and lots of people, you've actually helped me make myself more memorable because of the blue hair. Because usually you try to say something so that they'll remember you. I'm not having to do that because
this thing's working for you, as you say. It's working for me.
It's working for me. So now what I was interested to hear, though, is so I collect people's names. And then when I get home, I write whitepages.com to try to get the rest of it, their mailing address and their birthday. If I can't get it there, I usually can get on Facebook or I'll reach out to them. And then I send cards, and not a ton of cards, but usually a card or two. And then I'll try to refer them business or try to find a way I can add value to them. So how do you handle it when you're doing networking like that?
Two things. I went to a networking event. I say it was a Chamber of Commerce event in the Woodlands, Texas this last week. Actually, it was this week. And when I'm there, they were giving away one of the people who has actually done kind of what Donna Stott has done. She did just a one-day seminar basically with the women in leadership with AFLAC, and she was doing something with them, and she was doing it on, said the lady with the blue hair, and she taught the lessons. At this Chamber of Commerce meeting, she was giving away a copy of the book as one of their door prizes. And so I went just to make an appearance, basically. But the time that I was there, a lot of people were coming up. I was just finding out about them and connecting them with each other. But every single one of them, I popped our shuffle card thing.
Oh, beautiful!
And got it on their card. But like as I was meeting with one guy, and he's a business coach, and he does a lot with like the Brian Tracy organization, and the name's slipping my head now, but about what their branding is. And I was talking to him about, there's a connection you could make, and we discussed something. I was just trying to help him do more business. I'll
Yeah.
promise you those kind of things, when your focus in networking is on helping other people do more business, it always comes back to you. And how I did it with Aflac and how I teach and build a golden rule referral network, the course I was talking about earlier, is I did that inside my existing clients. And I would, I remember the first time I did it, I sat down with a guy, he owned a mortgage company, and we were one of these high rises in Dallas. And I said, I got some time with him. I said, first thing I want to do is thank you. I feed my family by doing what I do for a living. You're one of my clients. You helped me do that. That's something I really appreciate. And I said, I try to do a good job and take good care of you, but I really appreciate the fact that you're involved in that. And I would like to return the favor. And I told him, I said, I meet a lot of people out and about in the Dallas area, both in prospecting and with my existing clients. And I said, what do I need to be asking them to know if they would be a good referral for me to send your way? I want to help you too. And I will never forget it. The guy took his glasses off. He's behind this really nice desk because he's doing really well. He took his glasses off and he said, I got to tell you something before I answer that question. I said, what? He said, I've been in business 30 years. He said, salespeople are always asking me for referrals. You're the first to ever ask me how you can refer business to me. He said, thank you. And so then we discussed putting together a referral network and having lunch at his place, because he had a place to do that, and invite my clients and his clients. And so the key with me in the business context on a business to business model was always, if I can make the connections with people, they're all going to love me for doing that. It makes my business more solid, and then they help me get new business. And that's a lesson I learned actually from Bob Berg in Endless Referrals. Of course, he and John David Mann turned that into the Go Giver, which is sold over 1 million copies now. That's just amazing.
Yeah.
But it's a mindset that says, okay, what can I do to provide more value than what I'm getting in compensation? Because, I got paid good compensation for what I did, but and the transaction itself was equal. But when I would do things like that above and beyond, it just cements the relationship so much. And it's what I branded as fusion points, because it puts such a positive emotional experience with the logic of what you're doing together. And when you do that, people bond with you and they want to go forward. And so that's the way I did it there. But it just varies, I guess, based on, I was never one to work on an elevator pitch.
I don't like mine.
I just never wanted to do that. So I said, they were asking me what I do at the event when they didn't know what the drawing hadn't happened yet. And I told the lady who had invited me, I said, I've got to get used to just saying, I'm a writer, I'm an author, because I'm used to saying, okay, I'm the state manager for Aflac or whatever, and I'm a coach. But now I'm just saying, I'm just a happy camper. But I try to connect them, and then they get to meet me in the process. So.
I tell people, they say, what do you do? I'm the lady with the blue hair.
That's your job now.
That's my job.
Hey, by the way, everybody out there, whatever business you're in, whether it's Avon or sales and Aflac or any kind of industry at all, you need to send Lisa a message and get one of these cards. And I forgot the name of the card again.
Oh, shuffle
cards.
Yeah.
I'm going to even get one, because I've got more than just the book that Lisa and I did. I want one where I can tap it. It takes them to an author kind of platform for me. And so send her a message and get one for your business, because it's so easy if you're at any event, networking or otherwise, to pull out that card, and if you can tap their phone, and most of the time that works. If it doesn't, you can scan the QR code.
And that's a new development for them. It's usually you can bring up the app and just send it to their phone. Mm-hmm. And now that tap card, those are a new thing, and I love that.
I love the tap card.
So good for the book. Yeah. Those have worked so good. Yeah. So if you message me, I will send you the link for that.
Harjeet's on here tonight.
Hi, Harjeet.
Hi, Harjeet. I love Harjeet.
Lisa's the lady with the blue hair, Amrinder.
Did you see her daughter's endorsement of the book? I kept
I love that.
Recently. That is precious. Absolutely precious.
That is so cute. So let me ask you, so as far as the networking though, I catch myself now saying the words because I get such a positive reaction. Like with Grant, once we were talking for a few minutes, there was a little bit of a lull, and I said, what I'd like to know is how I can bring some value to your book launch.
Absolutely.
And he was like, whoa, people don't usually talk like that. But I'm like, you're a go-giver. Sure, we sure do. You know what I mean? That's
It,
how I
it,
talk now.
it's the
So
mindset. If the first thing that's really on your heart and your mind when you're trying to network is what can I do to help you do more business? If the person you're talking to, rather than, hey, give me your card, I want you to do business with me.
right.
Don't do that. Focus on them. Focus on what you can bring to the table and help them make connections and how you can do that. It just sets you apart from every other person they'll ever run into at a network.
You know that man that's doing the thing with Robert Noel, that set up the whole thing. He actually stopped and talked to me for a good 15 minutes.
Yep.
And what I said to him, he was telling me all the stuff they provide.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, to tell you the truth, coming out here, I wasn't looking for what you provide. I need to know whether I have any value that I can bring to this group or not. Because if I can't bring value here, why would you even want me to join it?
Right.
You know, I need to find out what value I can bring. That's more important to me than what I'm getting here. And he was surprised I said that.
We've learned great. I always laugh about said the lady with blue hair. I don't have mine on to that.
I
Dadgummit.
don't either.
Uh-oh. But we laugh in the
The
Go-Givers
voice is
group.
spun out of control. I don't have mine on.
We need to have one that says WWBD. What would Bob do? And it's the mindset about you be there to provide the value. Everything will come back to you. Be receptive when it comes. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid to work it to make that happen. But be focused on the value you provide out the other direction. And people they respond to it because what happens, and it's every one of us have this go on neurologically. There's a connection that happens in your brain with every decision you make in life. And it's the combination in your brain of the logical part of your brain and the emotional part of your brain connecting. If they don't connect, you can't even make the decision.
Yes, the fusion points.
It's the fusion point. That's exactly right. And when your positive emotion connects with the logic, then that moves you forward. You want to keep repeating that. If your negative emotion connects with logic, you want to move away from that. Well, what you're doing when you network and when you do what Lisa and I are talking about in this, you're providing a positive emotional connection. They're going to like the fact that you actually care about them. You're learning about them and you want to know what you can do to help their business. And when you do that, the logic of what you bring to the table too, it just makes such a strong bond that people want to keep that relationship going. And it ends up going both ways every time. So it's awesome. And hey, Janet.
Janet's like, what was that cheeky grin for? I'm not sure. I have so many cheeky grins.
I'm not saying a word. It might have something to do with a green room conversation. We could do a green room membership and do a little extra, but let me just tell you, you'd have to show that you're 18 or higher to get into that room. I'm just telling you.
The things we learn, right?
We serve coffee.
Oh, yeah, no, that was fun out there. And I think I'm more careful with my words when I'm talking to people, because I want to make sure that I'm bringing value. I don't want to just be somebody that's there to take. Yeah. And matter of fact, when they were all setting up and stuff, I was a guest. I was a guest of Robert Noel's, right. And I made sure to go down and said, I had to do a recording. I think it was not ours. Maybe it was ours, but I had another one to do while I was out there. And I said, as soon as that's over, though, I can come down and help you lug stuff in or whatever you need. Right. I said, I'll be available for you if you'd like that. And they all were like, but you're a guest.
They're not used to celebrities wanting to help like that.
Celebrity. I need you to keep coming here and reminding me of that whole celebrity thing. That's awesome.
Well, let me tell you, you keep doing the job you did on Alexandra's interview with you. You're already a celebrity, but this is just it's going to keep skyrocketing. Everybody, when they get to experience you in the real form like that, they're going to love that. And it's just going to keep building and building and building. And all of you out there, everything you can do to help share Lisa's stuff, just do it. It's so rich and it's so authentic, and people are going to relate to that. Please continue to do the reviews on the book and do all that, but share Lisa every chance you get. Jeez. Keep promoting that. So.
Jeez, usually that's not said in a good way.
Green room.
Yeah, that was cheeky. Oh, yeah. Pig's like, just
And
do it.
Janet's now going to go, oh no.
No, Janet's going to be calling me after wanting the scoop. Oh, yeah, we're so naughty. Oh, that half hour went by quick.
They all do.
So
it's a good show.
So if I want to do a little bitty call to action, if you would be so
Please.
kind, if you are moved to do this for me, I would really love to show Cody that we could get those 1,000 views tonight. That would be awesome. I know it was awful to say that to him braggadociously, but
I'm glad you learned the term.
I blurted it. I just blurted it. And then when he ever said, "Did you know that yours was the number one?" And I went, "Oh, that's awesome." Like I had no
I'm
idea.
so surprised is what you should say. How did that happen?
I guess why should I feel bad about that? That I think he
Never.
probably hopes people will do that. But I promoted the show.
You can be successful at anything if enough people know what you do.
See, I mouthed
I've
it
heard
while
that
you said
somewhere.
it. I think that is my favorite rule.
Hi, Mikhaila.
Okay, well, I'm going to put the recording up on YouTube like I do all the others. So if you're on and you missed it, you can go see the others. And make sure you go on saidtheladywiththebluehair.com. All of the interviews that we've both done and separate and all our old stuff and everything, links are on there. I didn't put Alexandra's on, but I'm going to next.
No, that's a great interview. That should be right up top.
It's going to be.
There you go.
Yay!
And please, everybody, if you haven't bought the book yet, please get the book. If you get it print or audiobook, whatever's your favorite medium to have it on.
And Kindle.
Or ebook, Kindle, whatever. And please put an Amazon review on. The Amazon reviews are growing daily. I try to remember to check them because I want to brag on you every time you do one.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing on Audible. If you do an Audible review, I'm going to try to go in there and do that. But we just appreciate you guys so much. You are what makes this fun for us. We love doing the book project, we both feel like it's a great book and a great story. But you guys are what we love the most, and it is what it is. So, and I'm reaching out soon. We're going to start having guests pretty soon. I'm reaching out, and we're trying to line some of that up and get some guests on here. So it's just not our gorgeous, beautiful blue and brown, grayish brown hair you see, but others as well. So.
No, it doesn't. This really, I know we're going over now. Hasn't this really felt like we all did this together? This isn't just a you and me book.
Absolutely.
This is a book with a whole bunch of people. We all did this together. And I love when we do stuff like this. Yeah. I just think it's so awesome.
And that's what's going to take this. If everybody gets excited about it and keeps pushing out the message and all that, that's what's going to take this book similar to what other books like Robert Kiyosaki's book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It started as a self-published book like ours, and people just got excited about it and kept promoting it like crazy. And some of my favorite books have been that way. So. And some that I can't really say unless we're in the green room have been that way. So. 50 Shades of Blue was a self-published book.
You're really a naughty man, you know that?
I am not. I'm drinking my coffee and shutting up now.
Yeah, your coffee. That's awesome.
We need instead of quotation marks, we need to somehow come up with an italics. Maybe I for italics. My coffee.
Okay, next week is a regular week, is it not? Yeah, I think so.
I'm hoping so. I'm old. You never know.
Yeah, next week.
Sorry, that was tacky.
Next week I'll be in Florida, but I have the regular time is fine. So we'll be there. It's going to get a little dicier on the cruise ship, but I think I should be able to.
When is your cruise? I've forgotten. When is your cruise?
I think I leave. Oh, see, I'm having to check. I leave on the 25th. I fly down there on the 24th because you never fly on sail away day.
Absolutely.
So I sail away.
Going out of Miami or where?
Miami. On Symphony of the Seas.
Oh, and I love Royal Caribbean. That's my favorite.
Oh, yeah. I have a couple of my Avon buddies going with me even.
Oh, cool.
And the Trussoffs, Ron and Oh my God, I didn't remember her first name, Robin and Ron.
I wish I had known you soon enough. I'd probably gone on that. I love cruises. I
Oh,
really
you
do.
should. You
Yeah.
still can. I bet you you get a cheap room now.
Get it cheaper now. That's right.
Yeah, we don't have a big room though this time. This is
I
the
can't
kids
stay in the
want
room
to.
with you and Alex anyway. That just would be wrong. We're friends, not that.
That's right. What the hell are you drinking?
Coffee.
That is wrong. That is wrong.
All right, we've
Yeah.
gone over. We love you guys so much. Please, hey, when Lisa posts a video here, feel free to share that out your social media channels too, because anything that puts more people in this group, it's just going to make it better. So
More
thank
fun.
you so much, all of you.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.